Happy New Year. It's me, Julie Conrad, intuitive healer. I have been thinking a lot about what I needed or wanted to record for today, and I guess it's both, really. I have felt a bit stuck in life, and it's really of my own doing, right? Aren't we always stuck from our own doing? But I'm seeing it a lot with clients and friends. There's so much changing that's out of our control that it almost feels a little bit like paralysis of I don't even know what I want to change because there's so much external change. Astrologically, all the big planets are going to make some shifts. We're now in the age of Aquarius. We've got a new president coming into office. This big change of season, and the weather changes have been kind of rough. I'm in Kentucky, and I don't know, it goes from like 65 to 20 to my body doesn't love that. So I'm having some physical discomfort in my own being, along with it's a new year. What do I really want this year as I look at what I'm going to manifest and want to attract? And I don't know, it's a lot of swirling for me, and I feel a little bit overwhelmed by it, to be honest. And I hadn't put all that together until today when I was journaling this morning, trying to get unstuck. I binge watched TV yesterday, which is not my norm. That's not my norm for numbing. But I realized I was numbing because I feel overwhelmed a bit by all the change, and I want to make some of my own personal changes, but I'm not 100% sure what they are. So I know that is a really long intro and kind of personal, but maybe you're feeling some of that energy as well. Makes me kind of want to cry, to be honest, because it is so much, and I have had a lot of change for 6 years, and I've been working on stabilizing my nervous system, being calm, being responsive versus reactive, and being okay that there isn't a lot of drama in my life, which sounds so silly because I know we don't want drama, but it's very different for me. In the last, 6 years ago, I filed for divorce, and that took a long time, and I've buried both parents in that time and had custody changes and been running a business and had COVID, right? There's all this like heaping on of all the ands, and I'm sure your life has had a lot of change in it, my guess is, as well. It's because it is to be human, right? So as we sit in what is to come and in this newness of the year, I just want to offer, for myself and for you, a little bit of guided imagery and some big emotional release, that we don't have to feel so stuck and overwhelmed in this time of transition where we don't know what is to come, because really no one can foresee the future. So I'm in my office, and I just took a little bit of time. And if you're identifying with this, I'm glad you're in the right place. I just want to bring some calmness in, some centeredness, and the ability to move forward in whatever way that is. And the way that I have found that's easiest is in small increments where we're not overwhelmed by all the things. So I'm going to invite you to just close your eyes and take a minute. Take a deep breath with me. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And I'm going to use the triple warmer sounds. I'm going to get cozy. I've got my blankie, my sofa. I'm going to turn on Reiki, and I'm going to Reiki infuse this whole video for you. So Reiki is a golden, gentle energy that comes from the divine. So it comes in through my crown, out my eyes, and my hands. And I'm gonna turn on distance healing so that no matter when you listen to this, it will be Reiki infused for you. So nice, deep breath. As we use a healing sound for the triple warmer, it's HE. You can say it silently in your mind if you don't want to do it out loud. You can just think it. You can also whisper it. So It's this churned up feeling of not knowing what to do next that's perpetuating a sense of stuckness. And so as we lean into that and just start to let that go, releasing tension and stress from the body and the mind with this HE sound. And as you do it, can you feel some tension unwind out of your shoulders? Place your awareness at the top of your shoulders and just start to feel them melt out. And with this next nice deep inhale, we're going to unwind this trapped feeling of despair. Breathing nice and deep. And as we exhale, I want you to think about despair just kind of melting out of your body. Despair is this deep feeling and fear, really worry that tomorrow will be as bad as today, right? That it's not going to get better. And it's a really trapped feeling that causes us to stay stuck. So releasing despair. As you let your shoulders relax, can you move that down into stomach and spleen on your left side? These beautiful organs really are where we house that churning feeling. You can continue with that nice breath in through the nose, out through the mouth as we let go. Let's let go of that heaviness. I'm going to keep working through kind of what's trapped in us that's making us kind of immobilized, if you will. I'm going to release mental fog. So as we do this, I want you to imagine within the mind and the energy around the mind that there's a gray mist. And can you imagine this gray mist starting to evaporate as we let go of mental fog from the mind and the spirit? So your energy field clearing of any gray fog that is blocking your clarity around what is best step to take next. So imagining this fog clearing, imagining you're shining a light through it, and as it does, it starts to dissipate and thin out. Can you imagine your mind turning a white color? Can you let it soften? Can you imagine it softening from white into more of a golden shade of light? Good. Can you soften the skin on your forehead? Getting to align our intuition as we clear this mental fog, really opening up our intuition there in the third eye. Bringing some awareness, some energy there just above the brows. Can you soften that space? Can you imagine almost that your intuition is a headlamp now that will light the way in the darkness, in the fog, in any obstruction of vision here, that we're going to open up your vision. As we melt out that mental fog, aligning intuition to light it, to help us know what we want to do, what we need to do, what that just next best step is. Can you feel the mind expanding now? Can you feel an expansiveness, a plane of awareness that moves out the third eye, opening up into your world? And as we have this golden whitish light moving out our intuition to light this plane of awareness, I want you to think of it as the plane of infinite possibility. Not in an overwhelming way of so many options, but in a way of maybe there are possibilities we haven't imagined that we could let come in. Taking a nice deep breath, feeling your chest rise, imagining this plane of awareness of possibility. I want to bring the heart into this nice cohesiveness with the mind, with the intuition, and this clear view. And as I stand on this plane of awareness, and we breathe deep, we're going to drop and clear a trapped feeling of fear that's blocking us from moving forward. Yeah. Any fear, just feel it melt right out and off, down out your feet. Almost like this wave of gold of existence from your mind washes down over you, rinsing down and out your feet. Letting go of fear, feeling your low back soften. That you can support yourself and the universe will rise up to support you as you move forward. As we melt down the fear and just feel the body soften a little more through the hips. Feel your rib cage expand as you inhale and soften as you exhale. Making room for something new with ease, with a gentleness, no forcing here. So soft now. As we do this, it opens up kind of our view. There's no fog now in your mind. It's just this infinite space. I want you to ask your heart and mind together as they're in coherence to lead you, your intuition to lead you. What is my next best step forward for me in this moment? And I'm just going to be fairly quiet, encouraging you to breathe and just allowing it to move in so that we can move out of feeling stuck or paralyzed, or that we just don't know what to do amongst all the change, that we're afraid to change anything. We don't need to be afraid. We've dropped and cleared that. And if you weren't afraid, where would your intuition guide you right now? Let's just sit with that, breathing in through the nose gently and out through the mouth, almost like you're gonna kiss someone through pursed lips, just this gentle exhale. Continuing with that breath, we're allowing a softness of mind and heart, feeling the chest expand, letting it fill with that golden light. As we soften into listening to our innermost self, being told to just send an etheric cord from the crown of your head up to your higher self, up into the heavens, connecting very deeply. Ego step aside, higher self take over in this heart and mind coherence. In this beautiful infinite possibility What is your heart's desire? Where does your intuition say you'd like to move one step closer to if you had no fear? Going to drop and clear dread as we think about the future, as we think about what this one little step, we don't have to think about the big steps, just what is it that we need right now to feel like we're moving forward? Dread, dropping it where we get overwhelmed. So dread and overwhelm, releasing and clearing with such a gentleness, no judgment of self here. Overwhelm tends to paralyze me. It tends to make me sit and do nothing. Perhaps you have the same. And dread, dread usually, I don't know, it robs me from the present, robs me from joy. Things are never usually turn out the way I dreaded they would. They're always better. So leaving room here for better. Really listening to this inner guidance. Maybe you can imagine that golden light moving from your higher self into your awareness, into this plane of reality that we're on, where our intuition and our heart are guiding us so gently. I'm fascinated by what mine have to say. Currently breaking a pattern of overachieving and busyness as a way to numb. And it's uncomfortable. And I'm just leaning into this deep sense of safety. That it is safe to just be as it is right now. So aligning us with a deep spirit of safety. The next thing I want to do is finish a book that I'm reading. And focus on one thing for myself, Whatever this guidance is that you're receiving, I really encourage you to make a note of it as your next step forward in this aligned action that's really guided by your higher self. Really breathe nice and deep. Can you release tension from the diaphragm and the stomach here? Yeah. Unwinding thoracic inlet and diaphragm, this joint pair, so that you can take in more life with greater ease. That you can feel inspired by where your intuition and your heart lead you. So aligning with inspiration here. Divinely guided inspiration. And maybe you see a vision of yourself, of something that is your next best step. Maybe you feel it. Maybe you hear it or sense it. Really allowing your intuition to activate any of the clairs. Maybe you taste something that's your next best step. Or a smell comes in that gives you a thought. Maybe you just know. All of those are your intuition guiding you forward. I don't want to dismiss any. I like to use them all. Just soften into that. That you've got this. That we're all doing our best. I want you to feel your spinal cord now in this golden light, this plane of awareness of possibility moving through the spinal cord from your crown of your head down through your neck and your thoracic body, down through the lumbar spine, all the way through your tailbone, and send it down into the earth as a grounding cord. Connected above and below Feeling so inspired by what your intuition and your heart have to say. Feeling surrounded in your energy field that you have safety, balancing that Wei Qi. So soft, this golden bubble of light. Giving yourself some space to just be, to just allow. Knowing we've dropped and cleared the fear, the paralysis, overwhelm and despair and dread, some worry in there. I'm going to clear anxiety about the future and rumination of the past. As we clear these two, feeling that softness really through the spine, through the body as you're connected above and below. I have a Reiki symbol called Heaven and Earth, and its statement is as above, so below, that we are creating heaven here. And in this soft space, just allowing it to come in what it is that you want to create. And that tomorrow you can pick something new or take one step further. My mom, after she passed and we wrote our book together, there's a chapter called Need to, Want to. I want you to think right now in this quiet, aligned space, what do you need to do today? Something that's 15 minutes or less. And what do you want to do today, 15 minutes or less? And softly and gently commit to yourself that you'll make both of those things happen in the next 24 hours. Your need to and your want to, as a way to move forward in aligned action with what you've gotten from your intuition and your heart, tuning into both to guide you. If you're listening to this at bedtime, you can drift off to sleep. If it's the daytime, I want to encourage you to breathe deep now, bringing in new, fresh energy, filling up with vitality. Making a note of this internal guidance you've gotten, being gentle with yourself. I want to encourage you to pick up a pen as you bring your awareness back to the present moment, to write down the need to and the want to. Maybe you can make it a practice like I have, to guide you forward, divinely guided here, intuition guiding us, our higher self tuned in. Maybe you have something else on your heart that you need to write down. For me, journaling is the way out. It's how I solve most of my stuckness or problems, along with some energy work. Hopefully, you're feeling softer with yourself. You're feeling like you have some ease to move forward in a space that you have control over, because really you only control your own destiny, your own self, your own responses. Write it down. Make a little step forward each day, and before you know it, you'll have moved into a whole new space that you've created that's lovely and wonderful. That is my hope for you. That this helps stimulate aligned action rooted in your higher self that brings you more peace, more happiness, and some forward movement that's inspired. Thank you for joining me. It's always a pleasure to spend time with you. Please subscribe, like this video. I love your comments. If there's something you need in an upcoming alignment, let me know and I'll be sure to record one. I think people are enjoying this longer format. I would love to know your take on that. And be well, and I'll see you soon.